We are about to wake up to our potential. And wherever you are today, I just want you to type one thing you're grateful for. Sometimes waking up can be, not always pleasant. It can be a rude awakening. But if you're actually, what's up, Rob? If you were grateful for something, if there was something you would actually like to create for your day, what would it be? Just type it in. One thing that you're really grateful for today. I'm so good. Happy to see all these people: Alistair, Pete, Michelle, and
I'm grateful for you.
Butch Patrick is in the house. I'm grateful for you, Daniel. Wow, thank you. And
What a
everyone who's here
cool
this
name,
morning.
Butch Patrick.
Butch Patrick is one of the most fascinating, cool guys I know. And I'm going to out him right now.
Uh,
Dude, while we're outing
ooh,
ourselves, good morning.
woo.
Butch is the original Eddie Munster from the Munsters.
No
Butch is my
way.
buddy I met during the party scene and the launch of the Dell Days,
Shut
and
up.
he
How
is
does it
such a
get any
wild,
better?
fun personality. So
Oh my God.
he's here with us. He knows he's never gonna live that, outlive that, but he actually owns that, and that's what's really cool about him. Same with I also have a man in my life named Uncle Randy, and Uncle Randy,
Uh-huh.
he has lots of adopted nephews, but Uncle Randy is the cowboy from the Village People.
Shut up. I
And
love Uncle Randy.
so Randy Jones and Butch Patrick, and it was all through this man Keith Collins that I used to know. I was quite the party boy in my early days of New York. Um,
But no more, Mr. Curtis? Are you partying on a different planet these
I'm
days?
partying on different levels. I went to this like vaccinated dance daytime sober party thing, and I'm
Uh-huh.
pretty sure that's where I got COVID. But
Right.
it was one of the most amazing events of my life, and
Yep.
Uh, and if anything, I've been living. I'm in my last day of quarantine today. That's why we've been talking about COVID, and it's
Whew.
literally been how to outcreate things that we think are gonna take us down. Right? We
Yes.
think,
Yes.
oh my God, this thing's coming. It's gonna kill us. And yes, maybe it has other people, but today I really want to talk about outcreating yourself. Like I'm thinking,
Yes,
how did
please.
I not only survive COVID, how did I thrive through COVID? Because
That's
I was
right.
running and working out until a few days ago, and the greatest message I received is to relax. I have a very hard time
That's
not
right.
doing that. I always want to give, and it was literally the
Yeah.
universe giving me the gift of
Uh-huh.
having to let go, having to allow others to take care of me. So where in our lives are we not doing that? Daniel,
And
how are you?
why?
Yes. And
And why aren't
why?
we doing it, right? I
Yes.
mean, I mean, okay, so we're not choosing it, but why are we not choosing it? That's what's even more fascinating. It's like, where do we rank ourselves in the timeline of care that we are so way back there that it takes something like COVID to keep us down, you
Yeah.
know?
Or to make
And
us actually think about what we really want in our life or what's important
yep,
to us, or to actually stop
exactly.
and pause for a moment. Hey, Mike
Yeah,
Dixon.
I know. I noticed also my amazing, gorgeous Martha Castro is joining us today, and
Ooh,
Betsy
wow.
is joining us today, and I've got some friends from Istanbul who are joining us today. How does it get
Wow.
any better?
Oh, I have
Hi,
family in
ladies.
Istanbul as well.
You do?
Unfortunately, I don't speak Turkish yet. My aunt is a
Oh,
jazz singer in Istanbul. It's wild. My father, my uncle married
right.
um, this amazing Turkish woman named Sumer, and that she's my real aunt. She lives there, and I have
Turkish
yet.
women are incredible, by the
There,
way.
she is powerful.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
they are
her
so
cousin
powerful.
who's the psychic in our family. And we thought, oh,
Mhm.
she's the intuitive. She's the only one that can do that. Turns out she and I have the exact same birthday. And ladies and gentlemen, through Daniel Tuttle, it's that I learned how to tap into my own intuition. And I'm now teaching other men to do the same. So I just
Mhm.
had this client yesterday where we're figuring out what he wants, and most of us, all we're trying to figure out how to do really is get out of our own way so that we can receive all the abundance, all the love that is waiting
Mhm.
for you, that the universe has to offer. And
And
one of the
and most of
things,
us, let's just say, are doing it with our head.
yes.
Eh,
And most
not
of the times not
working.
even the right head.
No. Exacto.
And, this is a big buff guy who has spent most of his time around athletes and entrepreneurs and CEOs. And we just started talking about his intuition. And Daniel taught me this great exercise of as you tap into it, checking out your other senses, like what other senses are. And so as an actor, I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. I can do that. So I'm sharing it with him. But this guy starts like, it's like I just gave him a genie in the bottle. His face was like, oh my God. Oh my
Yeah,
God, this is amazing. It's like, this is the first time, I've been able to even tap into this. It's so nice. And Daniel and I
right.
just led this workshop, the Renaissance Men. Wow, I think my coffee's kicking in. I'm definitely feeling better.
Definitely. Definitely.
Okay, I'm going to take a deep breath. And the same man said, one of the most amazing things, we led this workshop this past Wednesday for men, and most men are terrified of this. And he said, one
Yes.
of the most amazing things is, as men, we're always feeling like we need to compete with each other and put up some of these walls and barriers in different ways in order to really shine and in order to matter, validate. And he said, in this workshop is the first time I felt, and there's so many different kinds of men, like I felt at home there. Like I felt like I could actually maybe be honest and not have to compete, and that actually some men care about what's going on underneath.
That's awesome.
And that's the energy, we outcreate that. We
Yeah,
create that
exactly.
together. And it was
Exactly.
really in the space of being willing to do that together. And you've been such an inspiration for me around that. And I'm
Likewise.
just so honored to be here with all of you this morning about what we can create.
Yeah, and what can we outcreate? Yeah, because we're always so focused on what we're creating that we forget about what we don't even know that we can create that was right there, that if we created it would completely fucking change the world, you know?
And it's
Exactly.
so simple, right? We're trying to
Yes.
reinvent the wheel. And one of the
Right.
reasons I love doing this with you is just knowing I'm going to be talking about waking up your potential on Wednesday with Daniel is realizing that we actually get to do that. We get to facilitate
Yeah.
this conversation and with all of you. So anyone who's here right now, you are part of this. And we really
Right.
encourage you to ask questions along the way.
So, one of the things, Ben, that I've been really, really meditating on is, the points of views and conclusions and expectations that we have about everything, but especially about the now. Like, okay, today is Wednesday, it's December 8th, and I have these things that are on my calendar for today, and this is what I have to do today, and blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, immediately we start to create this box, do this, da, 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 da. And then at the end of the day, I'm going to have dinner and have a drink, right? So, where have we left room for today being the greatest day of our lives? Where have we left room for a surprise miracle? Where have we left room for a possibility that could completely change the world? We haven't. When
I
we've
was just
started
going to
to
say, where have we
decide.
not let room?
Exactly.
Yes.
We have not.
Right.
And I've really, really been meditating on this so much. And I shared it in the morning downloads this morning. Like, what if today was the greatest, one of the greatest days of your life? And what if every day from here on was one of the greatest days of your life? What would you choose differently? Would you be excited to wake up in the morning? Would you be what vibration would that inspire in you to completely have a different outcome?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It turned my world around when you asked me that this morning. So Daniel has this amazing program, Live Alive. If you don't know about it, check out his website, and you can join monthly and be part of this daily downloads. And it's just this wonderful daily meditation that we all do together, and I do it, which is why I'm totally promoting it, because it turns my day around. And just to ask that question, I mean, I was literally thinking I'm gonna have to deal with COVID again today, and I have this massive day of nonstop meetings because I've been canceling and pushing things off, and I'm gonna get better.
Yeah.
And I thought, God, let me just do this meditation. And as soon as you asked that question, and because I love you guys, like we're
Yeah.
also like rushing to sit down to do it. It's our favorite
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
together with my wife in the morning. It's one of the only things we cannot argue through. We can turn ourselves over to a power greater than ourselves.
Yes.
And what changes is when you ask yourself a question, it's one of the greatest tools is what if today? It was wild for me. I mean, I'm saying this. I hope you all are thinking right now. How could today be one of the greatest days of your life? And that
And now,
alone, if you're
what about
thinking,
this
oh, but the
too?
kids are coming, and then I got to go to work, and
That's
all these
right.
things.
So the trick is you don't get to figure out how it's going to be one of the best days of your life. Okay.
Mm,
Because then you're already going into judgment and conclusion and boxes, boxes, boxes. Oh, it's going
yes.
to be one of the greatest days of my life if I win the lottery. No. Oh, it's going to be one of the greatest days of my life if I meet my soulmate. No, maybe. Who knows? But it's the possibility of being open to just asking and being
Yeah.
the space of that energy and saying, what will it take? What would it take for today to be one of the greatest days of my life? Done. Let it go.
You don't have to figure it out. This is a
You
great
don't have to
news.
figure it out.
So for all you fixers out there who are still trying to think of the answer, the great news is there doesn't need to be one.
Who are probably most of us.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you can ask questions and then make
Yeah,
some space to listen or
that's right.
receive. So where are you not making space to receive in your day or just to pause?
Yeah.
So many of us have learned to give, whether we're providers for, family, children, partners. If you're in any kind of relationship in the world, which if you're human, you probably are in one. A lot of us have been trained to just to give. So where and that and to receive and to ask is selfish, especially those of us maybe who have religious backgrounds and things where like you've got to smash the ego in order for a higher purpose. No, what if that higher purpose is brought you here to receive these gifts?
Yeah.
Because if you're really allowing that space in, that's a beautiful gift that you get to give back, and everyone in your life benefits from.
Yeah. I think, you said something that I think for the first time in a long time, it kind of like really excited me when you said it. You said, where have you decided that you are selfish or greedy for asking for what you want?
Hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I am the greediest, selfish motherfucker there is because I have learned that asking is the space for me to receive everything that I want, but also for everybody else, Ben.
Hmm.
Right? And so, is that really selfish? Is that really, really selfish? Is it more selfish of me to ask, to inspire others to ask, to show up in a place that says, hey, I can contribute to you, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And we all get caught up in all those things like money and time, right? Everybody says, well, you can have anything I got except money and time. You can have anything I got except money and time, right? But what if you being you gave others the permission to ask for the time and the money and the space that they wanted to? And then you wouldn't feel so constricted about it.
Say that one
I
more
wonder.
time. I saw that. What if you just slow that sentence down? Because
Oh God.
it,
Like I remember what I don't remember like 3 seconds ago. Now
you
you want me to
channel it
remember.
so quickly. I'm like, it's it's what if you being you allows others the space and time.
That's it. Exactly. What if you being you gives others permission
Mm,
and gives them the space to also choose for them and says, "Oh wow, I see that Ben is really he's aligned, man. Things are happening for him. Things are wow, that's so great. I want that." Remember to going back to what we began this session talking about, out creation.
yeah.
That's out creation. It's like it's not getting in the space of jealousy
Right.
or that space of why does Ben have it and I don't have it. It's saying,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? I really, 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 really want this.
Yeah.
And what will it take for me to have that or greater in my life too? And I know that if Ben asks for it, that if he asks for it, I could ask for it. And if you
Mm,
don't think you can ask for it, so that's another line of opportunity that you want. Where have you made yourself so small that you think that you're excluded from asking for what you want because you deserve it? You
wow.
know?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And it's the phrase putting the oxygen mask on ourselves first kept
Yes.
coming up. And if you're
Yes.
just giving, right, but you're not
Yeah.
actually receiving, then what good are you doing? Think of it in a
Yeah.
relationship. If you cannot receive, I mean, no one wants to be with a partner that they can't love on as well.
That's
Someone who
right.
can't receive, and a lot of the times we'll find ourselves in those relationships, especially if that's your thing, the thing you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And there's all these places in business and all these spaces I'm seeing where I haven't had permission, to do that. And also to be doing well. Like, where are you
Hmm.
not allowing yourself to be proud of doing well in your life?
That's right.
And that energy of gratitude is so powerful. I had the conversation with a friend last night his kids are growing, he's like coaching everything, his business is going great, his marriage is awesome, and he keeps feeling like he needs to like find some purpose. And he
Hmm.
said, people keep asking me what I want, and I don't want anything. And I said, well, is that okay? Are you allowed to just be like doing well in life?
Yeah.
And especially if we come from places where maybe it was low income families, or beliefs around money, challenging beliefs around money, that real blue collar environment, or places where people aren't allowed to thrive, or families that are broken. We just don't, none of us do that. And so if you start to earn more money, or if you start to feel better than all your depressed friends, and
Yes.
you start to make yourself small to try to fit in this,
Yes.
rather than actually being proud of that energy you're creating.
Exactly. Exactly. And so, what will it take for us to also be proud, to be proud of the creations that we are inviting into our lives,
Hmm.
and be proud of the magic and the miracles and the mysteries too. And, I think
And be
this
proud of
whole
yourself.
of exactly, exactly, exactly. That's exactly where I was going is, we've really, the pendulum has swung in the direction of, let's call it selflessness,
Hmm.
right? But the truth is that selflessness is actually so selfish. It's so
Mm.
selfish.
Tell us
It's
more, Daniel.
it's like, okay, I'll give you a great example.
Please
So,
do.
how about the energy, the being, the person, and we all know them, that's like, no, 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 it's okay. Well, let's do exactly what you want to do, because that's whatever you want to do is exactly what I want to do. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay,
Yeah.
well,
What the
uh,
yeah.
let's do this. And then the person is like, oh yeah, that's great. And then all of a sudden that that's not something that they want to do. Yet they're like, oh yeah, that victim
Hmm.
mentality, where we can easily get stuck in thinking that we're so righteous,
Hmm.
right? That we're so righteous. Yet what are we thinking about in that space, Ben? Us. That's it. You're thinking about, oh no, I want to put myself last so that he can have everything that he
Hmm.
wants. Oh, I don't want to look like it has to be my way all the time. Who are you thinking about? Me, right?
That was totally me for a long time. I couldn't ask for anything. I thought, yeah, it's like, no, no, no. Like, that was the martyr thing to do, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And no wonder I wasn't receiving. I literally trained myself and everyone around me that I didn't deserve the things that were
right.
being handed to me. And
And
so
yeah.
you are allowed to fucking ask. I'm just gonna start saying. I watched Santa Inc. last night. They're dropping a lot of the f bomb.
Uh-huh.
It's. This is a segue, but it's the important is
Ben is feeling better. Just so you guys all know, Ben is feeling better.
yes, I am.
Obviously, Ben is feeling better.
I allowed myself to have coffee today too. Well, it was one of it's the most low-rated show in America right now, and they're really looking at why that is, and they're cursing a lot, and it's an adult animated show about Christmas. But one of the things about it that's so wild to me as I was watching is so pro woman. It is so pro like taking the establishment down, like looking at why only white men are leading. And yeah, there's a lot of like vulgar language around it, but it's actually a really brilliant adult show it's on HBO, and it's like an animated series, and it's brilliant because it's vulgarity and Christmas, but it's literally with the times right now. And um, why I bring this up is just like where we not, I didn't even want to share about it. I was like, I'm not going to share about it. It's a political thing now. Like it's the show, but I'm just sharing about things that bring me joy that actually matter to us, if you have,
Absolutely.
and
Why? Can I just ask you?
yeah.
Tell me, tell me a little bit. I've never heard of this show. It's called Santa Inc.
Santa Inc. It just
Santa
came out.
Inc.
Seth Rogen plays Santa. Sarah Silverman
Ah,
is the elf that is determined to become the first female Santa Claus in history.
oh wow.
Um, and yeah, you could just leave it at that. It's great.
Okay, it
It's on
sounds amazing.
HBO Max.
Hmm.
Find a friend with it. I'm bored with it. But
What
support them.
inspires you about it?
Um, just what
Just out
I
of
said,
curiosity.
that it's kind of how it's taking the lid off. Where I'm going with this is it's taking the lid off what we see as possible for our
Uh-huh.
culture. I get
Nice.
so excited around Christmas, and yet I've never thought about, yeah, every Santa Claus I've seen is like white and a man. So what if the saint could, and what about Mrs. Claus, right? And they show her as a subservient woman, but it's very on the nose. And the reason is they're really like showing us where America is now, right?
Wow,
Like
that's
where our
beautiful.
country is and what we're valuing. And they're asking questions about what we value.
Yeah.
And it still is something that I'm talking about, like being unapologetically you and receiving. And as like the Dell commercials have started to explode again and come back, and as I'm still a white male, I'm still dealing with that and how to actually be responsible in the world. And seeing these shows that are like made and like that Santa Inc. that are actually creating new spaces for women and new spaces
Yes.
for men to start to take responsibility for ourselves. And there's
Ben,
so
can I
many,
ask you something?
yeah,
This may be a little provocative, so
ask
you
me.
up for? So you're so focused on not being a white man, right? The energy of like not being a white man, but you're so hypersensitive of your privilege, right?
Hmm.
That you want to kind of pave the way for everybody. You want to create a different story and a different dialogue, correct? And what if that was just you being you?
Yeah.
Your nature and your being is already somebody who is so caring and so aware and so has the desire to change the dialogue of the way that we think and the way that we act. You've got it. This is
Mm.
who you be. I've
Hmm.
heard you say this a lot about how you want to make sure that you, even though you recognize that you have white privilege and that you're this and you're that, but allow yourself just to be as fucking awesome as you are to inspire others like me. You did it for me. You
Hmm.
created the space for me to go, oh, hey, where am I not recognizing what I have and how I can contribute and help others? And I just want to tell you that because you're so awesome in just who you are and who you be. You
Thank you,
know,
Daniel.
you
This is
don't need
why I
to.
love you.
I
Thank you
guess
for that
I.
reflection.
Of course, I guess also what I want to say
It's
is
on
just
topic.
because.
It's like where I haven't allowed myself to receive before.
Thank you. Exactly. Okay. So we're with you 1000% and we love you and you're freaking awesome. But you don't
Thank
have
you.
to you don't have to put yourself way
No,
back there
right.
because, you know,
And
we don't have to
Daniel's,
make ourselves smaller in order to raise everybody up. I guess that's
yes.
really what I'm trying to say, you
And
know?
that's what my ultimate point too. I'm kind of outing myself here, but even like owning being the Dell guy again, and that became from me being unapologetically me, with or without Dell in my life. And so
Yes.
to get to be able to do that, and to have this space where I'm launching a podcast no matter what. This has been happening for me, and then you
Yeah.
and I, like, this came out of it, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
our podcast right here right now.
Yes.
And it's all come out of starting to be unapologetically myself. I never thought I could earn a certain amount of money. I never thought I could out earn my parents. My parents did what they loved. They didn't make money,
Yes.
right? And so in
Yes.
order to do what I love and make money, and I realize I'm literally doing everything I love. 7 years
Thank God.
ago, I said, how can we get paid to travel? And now we're leading
Yep.
our eighth retreat in Costa Rica and working from home, and
Yeah.
literally in a band with my wife, and like getting to do a podcast with with my new best friend slash a soulmate, and
Exactly.
it's it you know so many of us are dealing with where we're not allowed to receive because of how we look, how we perceive, the lies we've told
Right.
ourselves. So just
That's
fully
right.
outing myself today, and also leading with, You deserve it, no matter who you are, what you look like, the circumstances around you.
God, I fucking love you.
All
Can
you
I
have to
just
do
tell
is
you? I
ask for
fucking
it.
love you. This is why I love the space that we get to play in together. Like it's just like you know, I don't think I've ever had like a half hour with you that I didn't inspire something within me to be just like, wow. And that's just, I don't know, Ben, that's who you be, you know,
Mm,
and thank you for being that space for all of us and for everyone. And I really, really appreciate how raw you are and how real you are and how you give us all permission to look at ourselves and to be us.
mm. Thank you, Daniel. And ditto.
Yeah.
It's in your listening that I feel that permission, and
Thank you.
that's one of the things I'm really out to create more in the world, especially for men.
Yeah.
You know, who some of us really don't still feel permission to do that,
Yeah.
and I'm now learning how to support all genders in that conversation. But I just think it's so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Your tears are beautiful, and your heart is
Thank
beautiful.
you.
And I'm grateful that people get to witness two men loving each other, uh, and spreading love and possibility for the world. This is what it can look like.
And what else is possible? You know?
Yeah,
What else is possible now? And how can we even, you know, in this space also recognize that we're asking for greater,
yeah,
right? All of us, even right now, like
yeah.
we are asking for greater, you
It's like
know,
it's great for you guys, but what about me? Well, ask for it. What do you
ask for it.
want?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And if you don't know that,
Wow.
you can ask, like, hey, I'd like to really start to know what matters to me. I'd like to
Hmm.
have the wisdom. I'd like some clues. Like, I could use some help. I could use some signs.
Yeah, exactly. So ask, you know, and
Yeah.
also I'd like to also create the invitation for we're starting to see some regular people showing up here, some of the same faces, some of the awesome energies that are being contributed to. So please guys always feel free to comment and let us know what it is you're asking for, or let us know what maybe it's something that you're afraid to ask for
Ooh,
that you want to ask for. And then maybe we could help facilitate you in creating the space for you to ask for that.
I love
So,
that. And
yeah.
if it's too much to even post it, you can send it to us privately.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
also what I meant to. You don't have to do it in public, guys and gals. You don't
Yeah.
have to do it in public, but if
It's
you
great
feel
practice. You can
it is
try it.
great practice. Exactly.
Chances are, it's not like someone's going to come hunt you down and be like, I saw you ask for this. How dare you? And if they do, then you're probably doing something right.
That's right. Exactly. Ben, as always, it's a joy and a blessing and a pleasure to spend this time with you. And
Amen. The feeling is mutual.
I can't wait for more.
I'm so excited.
Me too. Thank you,
Now,
Betsy. Betsy says you guys are awesome together.
thank
You're
you.
awesome too, Betsy. Thank you.
Before we
Thank you.
go, I want to do one call to action. Daniel, is there
Mhm.
anything you have coming up that you want to tell us about?
I'm doing a really, really exciting 10-day experience, 10-day workshop. It's called How to Become Money
Ooh,
workbook. We all have a perception and a belief that money is actually something that is a piece of paper, but
yeah.
energetically, we know that money is so much more than that. And one of the things that we're going to do in this 10-day, it's a 10-day call, and it's a 10-day Zoom call, and it's a half an hour each day. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through and destroy limiting beliefs that we have about money, what money means, what it looks like to have money. And it's called How to Become Money.
Wow.
And it's going to be super awesome. And I was called to do it right before the holidays because
Yeah.
everybody goes into crunch time during the
Yeah.
holidays. And I'm partnering up with the most potent bitch I know, Anna Carolina Slosser, who you also know as well.
Yeah. She's
She
powerful.
probably is watching. She's always watching us. And she is so amazing. And she's taught me so much about living a luxurious life just by asking for it. And that's
Mm.
one of the things we're going to do in this call. It's a super affordable. We priced it at like $75. It's
Whoa.
30 minutes a day. Come
Wow.
join us. Yeah,
I'm
we
going
have
to
a
see if I
really,
can
really
make
great
that work.
crowd. Absolutely. Please do,
That's
Ben.
so
It's
much
going to be
value.
awesome.
That's such a good deal. That's awesome,
Totally.
Daniel. So that's on his website and on his link, on his bio, the
Exactly.
provocative intuitive.
Exactly.
Um,
TheprovocativeIntuitive.com. And the link, if you're watching on Instagram, is on the link tree in the website. So that begins
yes.
on the 10th. It's from the 10th to the 19th. It's from 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 7 p.m. And it's really all about utilizing the tools of access consciousness to create a different reality around money.
Mm.
So if you don't know anything about access consciousness, it's also an incredible introduction to it. So don't worry if you don't know. It's a great way to introduce it.
That
Okay.
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Also, want to give a shout out to Daniel. I just got certified in theta healing through Daniel, and I am now offering healings as well in part of my coaching tool bag and
Yes.
separately. So I'm officially announcing that publicly today.
Awesome.
Also, I'm creating a new Lion's Den, this 10-week program for men. As
Right.
soon as it's full, then we're going to choose the actual start date. But I'm now accepting applications for that.
Ooh, sign me
And,
up.
okay. And I'm doing it on a sliding scale. So there are going to be, heavy, it's going to, what I want to say. I'm allowing a space for all kinds of people to come in through it. And so if money is ever concerned around this work, all you've got to do is
Right.
talk to me about it. The other thing
And
is, I want to say is, if you haven't seen the Dell commercials yet, the Dell dude is back. You could just look up hashtag the Dell dude is back or go onto my Instagram and see all of them.
and he's in
Really
fucking
exciting.
space, guys. He's in
Yeah,
space.
it's incredible. And Dell is doing some amazing things for the planet. So I just want to say thank you to them and be sure to check it out.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone who is listening. And with you, we do this through you and with you, and we co-create it with you. So we're so grateful for you. Please spread the word, comment, and share.
Awesome. You guys are awesome. You're awesome. And also, one of the things I wanted to add too about how you're opening it up to everyone on a sliding scale. Also, guys, please feel free that if you want to contribute and give back and you have the means to do so, that you can also sponsor somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. If you feel like, we've had this happen to us in other projects of ours,
yeah,
where some other guys were like, hey, look, I know that this person can't afford it. I want to support them or whatever. That's also something that is always available. It's also goes the same in everything I do. If you cannot afford, if that does not feel light to you, please don't not come because it doesn't feel light to you. Ask. There's always a way to figure it out,
Yeah, that's beautiful. Ask and you shall receive.
You shall receive. That's right.
Have a beautiful
Mr.
day.
Curtis, thank you.
Thank you,
sir. And thank you to everyone watching. And what else is possible now?
Yes, please sure to be subscribe to this podcast. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe and spread the word. We love you.
We love you.
Go ask.
Bye, guys.
Bye.